Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Once again, we have a one-shot scenario, and to our delight, once again, we have Sean Little running one of his own creations, entitled Dinner and a Film. We'll call this version 1. Let me introduce our players. First of all, we have a new player, Cthulhu Bob, who will be playing Leslie Tyson. We also have Tim Hart, who will be playing Leslie's wife, Dorothy Tyson. Next, we have another new player, Cara Opheim, who will be playing Davis Matthew. And finally, myself, who will be playing Marie Thompson. So with that information, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Sean?
Thanks, Tom. Well, it's 1985. You are all school friends. You have known each other for many years, and you are all retirees. Recently, 3 weeks ago, your friend Marie Thompson's husband, Howard, passed away. You haven't seen very much of her in the last 10 years since their daughter died. Prior to that, there were many visits. There were lots of get-togethers. They had a summer apartment in Bangor, Maine, where you would occasionally pop by for a visit, or you would drop by their winter home. You drop by their summer houses, which is where they've been living for the most part since her death. And you received a call late one night, each of you in turn, Dorothy and Leslie, one of you received the call, because she was very distraught. Her husband had died. Consoled her. You went to the funeral. After the funeral, you got back together, and then there was a request from her just this past week. She needs to sort the things at the house. She has decided she was going to not stay there anymore. She was stuck there. She loved her husband, but she doesn't want to be there anymore. She wants to sell the house, auction off the belongings that she doesn't want to keep. She has a good idea what she wants to keep and what she doesn't, but she needs your assistance. It should take about a day, maybe 2. So she said, come out on Saturday, come out for noon. We'll have tea. We'll wander the grounds. We'll have dinner. Chef will prepare it. She has a chef that prepares their meals and sorts out their kitchen for them. Doesn't stay in the house, but a complement of cleaning staff have the home ready since she hasn't been there for a few weeks. And bring some film, she said. Bring something you'd like us all to watch. Something light, something interesting, something exciting, whatever you think. Just something to keep my mind off of things so that we can get together one more time, and hopefully this will lead to more get-togethers, she says. You've arrived at the house, and you see that Maria is already there. Marie has sorted out that the food is going to be ready. She has refreshments ready for you. She greets you. She gives you all a wonderful, friendly hug, and you're standing at the front door. Well, the entranceway. So there you go.
Marie, how have you been holding up, dear?
Oh, I've been okay. Come on in.
Oh, Marie, it's so good to see you. She leans in to hug and give you a little kiss on the cheek.
It's good to see you too, hon.
It's been too long.
Well, it is what it is, if you will. Sorry, some of the things I've already thrown some blankets, some sheets over just because they're kind of dusty. We don't go into some of these rooms, but I just got to figure out what we're gonna do. Come on in. Let's go in and sit down.
The staff are still there.
They can.
I'm annoyingly making fisticuffs motions at Davis, pretending that I can find him at 69 and he's being a Olympic boxer.
You boys stop fighting.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
It's only play, dear. We were just talking sports. The Super Bowl was just passed. The 49ers beat the Dolphins. Pretty good game.
Do you guys all
Boys, man.
want coffee?
Are you doing well, dear? Are you all right?
Yes.
I'm doing as well as can be expected. I miss Howard, but you know.
Cream and 2 sugars as always, please.
We should go get coffee for them. I'll help you.
Yes, I would love a cup.
Well, all right. You guys sit down there on the couch, and we'll go.
All right, you get to the kitchen, and the chef's assistant has arrived and is laying out boxes and coolers to get ready for the dinner tonight. Tries to stay out of your way, doesn't say much. And you do notice that there is a small pile, Marie, you haven't noticed yet. It is your mail for the last 3 weeks. The stack is that thick. And, I mean, you rifle through it briefly as you walk by. You know right away it's cards, funeral bills, heating and other bills. You see that there are an envelope that you've seen before. It's an invoice from the cleaning staff and the chef because they just leave it for you. Now, you never pay the bills, and this is something that's a little disconcerting to you because Howard always took the bills to his work and had his admin do them for him, his secretary. So it's something you just realize right now you are going to have to sit down sometime very soon, probably this weekend, and take a look at them.
Yeah, maybe I can call Carol and see if she has any advice on how to do this. She always did them for Howard at work. Maurice, I see your assistant's here. What's your name? I look over at the assistant. Tabitha. All right, Tabitha. We're going to fix some coffee for our friends that arrived.
Well, they assist because they've got things everywhere, so they sort of move things out of the way so you can get at the coffee maker. You know how to work it, of course. You know, you're not inept. Easy enough.
But I'd like to spend time with my friends instead of, doing all the...
of course. Okay, well, Tabitha goes, I'm sorry, I thought... Okay, she says, no problem.
It's okay, honey. So, Dorothy, you're lucky you haven't had to go through this yet. But, marriage is, it's got its ups and its downs. It's good times, it's bad times and everything. And, when it's all over with, you're kind of left empty inside.
Oh, dear. Yes, I don't know what I'd ever do without Leslie in my life. I do love him so. And I love you dearly, and I hope the best for you. I'm always there for you.
Don't ever let Leslie drift apart from you, because to be perfectly honest, Howard and I have had trouble, in the last, ever since my daughter died. We've kind of done our own things and grown apart, and he's gone one way and I've gone another. I mean, we live in the same house and everything, but it hasn't been easy this past few years.
Yeah, where have you been living here the last few years?
No, I've been yes, Howard and I have been living here. He doesn't want to leave, which is kind of, to be honest, has been driving me crazy. This is our summer house. We're not usually here through the winter, and we spent this last winter here, and it was isolated, There's not much around here, and when it snows, it's isolated. But last couple of weeks, I've been staying in Bangor, in the apartments.
Well, and those noise just coming right along the coast like this can get awfully cold. Well,
all right, we got the coffee.
Okay, you got the coffee. You're heading back into the room. And you just, as you're leaving, you just hear Tabitha ask, what did you say the chef's name was? Maurice? Maurice. Tabitha asked Maurice where the cleaning materials are. She's relatively new, and he points to a cupboard because she says the sink is just... And you've noticed this too, the longer you've been here, especially in the summer months. There's always the smell of the ocean does tend to come up through the pipes. Mm-hmm. And you suspect that it's a septic bed system. It's not a municipal sewer system. So you don't know where the bed is, but you have a feeling that it's flushing out to the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, the water table's not very low. I mean, it's very high. It's high here. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if his name is really Maurice, but that's what I've been calling him for the last 4 years.
his name now. He goes by it. He's happy.
So I'm guessing we hear that as they come out of
Yes.
the kitchen.
Yes.
We got coffee. Here you go.
Yes, there you are, dear.
Well,
There's cookies and cakes and things as well.
thank you, my love. Just the way I like it.
She gives you a
Thank you
kiss.
so much.
And you're in the sitting room, by the way. Now, it's a nice day out, and Marie, you do think to yourself that if it does keep being nice like this, you may suggest moving out to the patio outside. And you've all been here before, and you do know that the layout of the property generally is there's a home. There is a dock, but you have to walk a fair distance through like a nicely cleared, nicely mown pathway between some foresty areas. There's a boathouse down by and a dock. There is a tennis court. There's a pool, but you haven't, Marie and her husband haven't really been keeping up with it because they stopped swimming for various reasons after a while.
Quite a long time ago.
Quite a long time ago. There's a guest house as well where Davis, you used to stay when you would come to visit. And then there's beachfront property, which is not extremely wide, but it's very well cleared and so it makes round pebbles and sand. So you've got all kinds of place to wander, to talk, to do whatever you like to do.
It's a pretty place, but after all this time, I kind of hate it. I'll be really glad to leave. I really didn't want to come back here, but you got to do these things when Howard died.
Mr. Mayhew. David. How has the Force been treating you, dear?
I'm sorry, who are you talking to?
Davis?
Oh. How was the weapon treating me? I'm sorry.
How has the Force been treating you before you retired? Was it good?
Oh, yes, it was great. It was amazing, everything they did for me. But I mean, retirement's been just as great, and I still hang out with some of the little guys. It's been really good.
Oh, it's good to see you, dear.
Yeah. Marie, would you care if we went and just looked around the guest house? I just wanted to one more time for old time's sake.
Sure. You're free to go anywhere you want. We're going to kind of do a little bit of an inventory later on because some of these things I want and some I don't.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you given much thought to what you hang on to, Marie?
Well, I mean, there's things that are obvious. Probably the one thing that I've been struggling with the most is the grandfather clock. I like it, but it's really
a beautiful piece.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's going to fit very well in the apartment. It's kind of big. It's kind of really big. But
we'll
sorry,
get it all.
Planning an estate sale.
that secret message I sent you, Dorothy, wasn't for you.
I answered it anyways.
That wasn't even a secret question. It was just a dumb question.
Well, Marie, we'll help you get it all sorted out. You don't have to worry. I'm looking forward to tonight to watch the films we've gathered. I've collected a very special one that I think will give you a chuckle.
Yeah, we'll do it in the theater.
Oh,
we've got a theater.
You've got a theater. I've always wanted a theater.
Haven't you been here for a movie? I guess we haven't done that very often.
It's been a while.
It's relatively new that you put it in. It used to be part of the big dining hall in the back room where you would formerly host big gatherings, dances,
right.
Or Howard would have business meetings there. But you severed it into two sections with a sliding wall, and Howard thought, we'll put in a movie theater. And it's just got like 2 or 3 rows of chairs, like 9 seats, and a nice screen, and a big one of those projectors and a video disc player.
Yeah, one of those big runs. Yeah, the laser disc, I think.
Laser discs, yes.
Yeah, the latest thing.
Which isn't going to help when they brought all these VHS tapes, but we can hook the VHS machine into it.
You have VHS and Betamax.
And the best part's the popcorn machine.
Wow.
Oh, I look forward to that. My goodness, where do we even start in a project like this?
Well, we'll just start in here.
All right.
Like, I don't know why anybody in their right mind. This was Howard's idea over here. I mean, who needs a giant stuffed ostrich? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Stuffed ostrich. She writes down a little notepad and then puts a little check mark next to it.
That can go in the garbage for all I care, but I'm sure somebody might want that.
Yeah, maybe there's a child, like we could just give it away instead of throwing it away.
A child?
Wow.
Or like a hospital or, I don't know, something like that.
Oh, that's a lovely idea, dear.
Well,
I just hate to see all this go to waste.
It's not like a stuffed toy. It's a actual stuffed ostrich.
Oh.
Well, not a bad
I'm
idea.
sorry it was a joke because it's from another game that we were playing.
Oh.
Somebody had a giant stuffed ostrich in the living room.
I think an estate sale would be better.
Well, and the clock, that clock over there, the one over the mantle, I like it, but and we can wander around the house and take a look.
Have you come up with any like rhyme or reason to this? Like any idea of what types of things you want to keep? Do you want deeply sentimental things or?
Well, I don't know. See, there's the problem. There's a lot of the stuff that reminds me of Josie, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. I mean, I could keep everything for the sake of sentimentality, and what would I'd have to buy a house to put it all in, and I have a house to put it all in, but I don't need this stuff anymore. I'm 68 years old. Someday I'm going to die, next 10, 20 years, and I'm just going to be living in an apartment, probably in a retirement home after that. Who needs all this crap? I don't even have a clue what's down in the basement. I hate going down there. That's where Howard spent most of his time, with his fucking trains, if you don't mind my language.
Oh, that's right. He does enjoy trains. I've forgotten that. Did enjoy.
See how long has he been collecting trains?
Oh, geez. I think that he's been collecting trains for 20 years. And all started when he started with Lionel, I think. Lionel trains.
Well, I could go down to the basement and I guess pack it up if that's what you want, and just kind of get a, I don't know if you think there's anything down there that you would like to keep, or
I don't know what's down there. So I just, quite honestly, even my husband Howard, I don't know that he was losing interest or whatever it was, but about the last thing he said to me was burn the whole thing to the ground. So I don't know.
Now, why would he want to do that?
Yeah,
Such a nice home. You could get quite a bit of money from it.
It's just a thing that you say to somebody, The older you get, the less attached you are to things. I mean, to be honest, Dorothy, we don't all have your incredible good looks. I mean, you look like you're what? In your 50s?
Stop.
And I know you're not.
Oh, I'm a lucky man.
Yeah, he was. Look at me. I got more wrinkles than, I don't know, an avocado.
No, you look beautiful. You look absolutely. Doesn't she look beautiful, Leslie?
Oh, God, I don't need this.
So beautiful.
Do you have any boxes
Like a
here?
pearl.
Or
It's like my doctor. I
this is just,
I can't stand my doctor. I walk into his office and he says, "Who is this beautiful young woman?" And I'm like, what a bunch of shit.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
you are very beautiful, both of you.
Oh, my God.
Stop it, you. Stop it. Keep going.
Well, let's just
A
relax.
modest lady.
You guys had a long trip getting here.
Yeah. Well, not too bad.
And I look out the window at the ocean. That's probably the one thing I like about the place.
Yes, and you can see down the pathway between the forested areas, and you can see the breakers when there are breakers, and you can see it smooth when it's smooth, and it's always lovely. It is a bit of a walk, though, but Howard did purchase one of these little Argos. It's this little four-wheeled plasticky vehicle that could go in mud and water, and he would use it to go down to the dock house when he wanted to.
Yeah. It's probably why he died. He didn't walk around enough.
Did we hear like a news article about why he died? Like how he died?
Well, honey, he just died of a heart attack. I don't know why that would be a news article. I mean, I'm sure
I wasn't asking that out in character. That would be pretty rude. I was just asking if there was an article that said how he.
Oh,
because I'm from that area.
The obituary just said passed away suddenly at home.
Okay.
he passed away of dying.
My coffee. And I better go get myself a cup of coffee. Anything in the kitchen?
You're going to go get a cup of coffee? Okay.
You're easy enough to get coffee. When you go into the kitchen, you too can detect that slight smell. It's fishy kind of ocean smell. Okay. All right. So you have your coffee, you have your snacks. They've laid out. The chef's assistant did bring some things. She knew you were going to have company, so there is some snacky things laying out. You've got the afternoon. The chef does say dinner will be at 5. It's now 2:30. You hadn't planned on doing any of the sorting of things today. Today was supposed to be a day of entertainment.
It took you a while to get here, so you get tired. Let's not worry about sorting.
Now, if everyone wants to know just the layout of the house, just because you've all been there before, downstairs, there's an entry hall. There is a library to the right, which is, it's not the sitting room. It's a library. It's where there's like books and tables you can sit in, comfortable chairs and a liquor cabinet. The kitchen's on the main floor, along with the occasional closet with cleaning supplies and things like that. There is the room you're in now is to the left. It's a greeting room or a sitting room, left of when you walk in the door. It has a fireplace and a separate door also that leads to the back of the house where the dining room, theater, the open space area that was used for meetings and such. There's a pantry off the kitchen, and there is also the stairs going down to the basement, and beside it is a door that's like an electrical room with electrical panels and such.
Okay.
Upstairs is bedrooms and a bathroom, and then outside, past the theater / dining area, there's like a large concrete patio outside with sun shields and whatever you call them, like umbrella things and overhanging roofs.
Awning.
Yeah, awning. That's the word.
And you said there's a guest house?
Yes, there is a guest house.
And a boathouse, yeah.
The boathouse is down by the dock. There's a guest house. There is a few small sheds, and there's one shed in behind the house where fuel is delivered. And you never go in there, Marie, because it's oil and fuel and stuff is delivered there. Yeah.
I sometimes go in the work shed because the gardening stuff is there. And I like gardening. I got some nice gardens out here, although.
Beautiful gardens.
No. I'll have to take those in while we're out for a walk. Davis, would you like to go downstairs for a minute and we can check out the train collection and see what the packing situation down there may look like?
What's that, dear? I'm sorry, you were.
I was just saying you don't really have to do that unless you want to today. I mean, it'll be there tomorrow. We're going to be here 3 days, 4 days.
Marie, would you show me the theater room? I'm curious.
Sure.
I've never seen something like that in a house. I've always, gone to the theater.
Well, it's not much. It amounts to a few chairs and a screen. So yeah, I'll show you. I'll take her down the hall.
All right.
It's not a few chairs and a screen. It's very nice. It's very well done. There's a projector, a screen, and like 3 rows of 3 chairs. And there's a popcorn machine that's actually been pulled out of a New York City
Red velvet
movie
chair.
theater. Yeah, red velvet chairs with brass railing. It's very nice.
Oh,
It's very
this
modest.
is just lovely. You have VHS and Laserdisc, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fascinating. Well, I brought this for Leda, and she reaches into her purse and she pulls out the Great Muppet Caper.
Oh,
I think this will be worth a good little laugh.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Heavy.
Some of the stuff that, well, it's up in the projection.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I just, I'm glad you guys are here.
I'm just glad to be with friends again. It's nice to see you all. And it's nice to be close to you again. You shouldn't make yourself such a stranger. I know you've been through a lot.
Yeah.
I agree. We should definitely make this more regular.
Well, once I'm in Bangor, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because we'll be closer and we won't have to deal with all of this,
Mm.
This is a house that should have a family living in it. It's a big house, and that's what we were intending in the beginning. But with Josie and now Howard, and there's just no reason to keep this big place.
Well, remember, dear, we can be your family too. Family is what you make of it.
You're the closest thing I have to family right now.
We should be.
Oh, I love you, dear.
And far too long since we've spent any quality time together.
Let's head
What is
back
the
in
plan?
there.
The chef waves at you, Marie, and says,
Yes.
I just heard a big clank, a clanking. So, have you heard this before? And he describes a noise to you, and you know immediately what it is. It's air in the lines. There's always, because you're on a well, you get a lot of air, and there's actually in the closet there's a system that Howard hooked up. He always does it, but he told you how to do it in case of emergency, and you just have to there's a switch and a button. When you turn the switch and then a button comes on, it repressurizes the pump.
Yeah, when they built this place a long time ago, they didn't exactly follow code on the plumbing. Here, I can show you where the thing is. And
yeah, let's see.
you just put honey, you don't need to do this. This is like what men do.
I can do it. Will you just tell me how to do it, and I can do it?
Well, you sort of come down here. This is like in a clock.
It's in the electrical room beside the door to the basement. It's a switch and a button.
Right. You see, you pull that little thingy there, and you hold it, and then when the light comes on, you hit the button, and it depressurizes the system.
Okay, I got it.
Because
You do it.
little thingies, the way they're supposed to be in the houses.
Yeah, it removes. There's a lot of gas in the water, in the aquifer, you've been told, and you get air in the lines. So I assume you push it, Davis. You do the switch, light comes on, you push the button. Could you do a listen roll, both of you, please?
Mm.
Oh, no, I don't hear nothing.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
I don't like all this stuff.
It's in that box of dice you have there, that big gray box of dice.
Subtle, Kara, subtle.
I forgot. That's the one thing I forgot to get out. I'm sorry.
Kara's a delicate flower.
So rude.
I get to say that because we're best friends.
I guess. Right? What else am I going to say? Yeah, I don't hear it either.
Okay, easy enough. You do hear the clank, You push the button, and you do hear the sound of like a swoosh, like the sound of air being bled off, and a like a tunk. And then you hear the chef in the kitchen go, "Yep, water pressure's back up. Thanks. Everything's good."
All right, that was easy enough.
Well, Maurice, this is where that thing is, and you can do the thing yourself if it happens again. It usually doesn't happen more than once or twice a day, but
it usually happens at nighttime. That's what you remember. Howard would complain and get out of bed. You have to go down and cook when you come back to bed.
I don't know. He said, I think it might have to do with the tide.
Look at the place.
Or something like that. It's an old place. Maybe we should just bet it's the ground.
Well, you shouldn't have to deal with that. We should be able to come in all the time.
Dorothy, could you do an idea roll?
Oh, sure. It'd be my pleasure, dear. Okay, I got a 16 out of 80.
You're all you think of is, well, everybody else is talking and discussing this thing, that's this button and switch. Even though you're not really knowledgeable in this, you have worked for the town before. You worked for the town for many years. You think to yourself, Howard was an engineer. He ran an engineering construction company. The guy, why would he have like it sounds like something he should have fixed. That's the only thought you have.
You know, Marie, I'm a little curious. Didn't Howard work in construction?
Well, yeah, he had a whole company.
Well, how come he never got around to fixing this?
Well, that's one of those things. I worked...
sweetheart,
when he came home, he didn't want to work, so he wanted to relax, and I didn't ever put it on his honey-do list, and he didn't ever pay that close attention. I don't know.
Well, I do know my way around some electronic system. If you ever need to take a look, I know my, working in an office, I learned a lot about electronics.
Like calculus.
We might want to wait and get a professional in, Dorothy.
Yeah, that's probably best.
We'll just sell it.
It was about 8 years ago it was put in. No, well, more like 6 years ago. Know that before that, you don't remember there being an issue. He just, overnight, some guys came in and hooked this thing up. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Did the weird clanking sound, did the strange just happen around the same time, Marie?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like I say, we kind of guessed that, it had something to do with the water pressure.
It's like pipes rattling.
It's pipes rattling in the walls.
Right.
It probably was strapped in there, and they didn't get strapped in well enough. And now they're clanking around.
Far beyond a librarian, I can assure you.
Speaking of which, you want to take a look in the library?
I would love to. Yes, I'm somewhat curious about the trains, but the library.
Well,
Definitely.
That's a great idea, Leslie.
As
Piques
soon as
my
Maurice has
interest.
got the food ready, we'll eat, and then we'll watch some movies and relax. And tomorrow morning we can tear the whole place apart if you want.
So you're going to go to the library, or you're going to do something else?
We'll check out the
Good
library.
plan.
She's curious. She'll go with wherever the group wants to go. She thinks it's
Just
fascinating.
food, yeah.
Okay. Well, library. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll be back in just a minute, and I head back
Check into the
towards the kitchen. But I really have to kind of compose myself.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I'll assume that the other three go into the library. It is, as you remember, you've been in there before, but you've never really done more than just sit in the comfy chairs in the wintertime. And when you pop by as they were closing up, the house for the winter when they used to do that. And it's lots of books. There's a liquor cabinet that the key is unlocked and it's open for your use if you like. All kinds of, there's every possible book. You know, Howard liked adventure stories, and Marie liked a variety of books, but mostly, being a marine biologist by trade, there's lots of books about the ocean. There's everything possible, for the age you all are. Exciting fiction, nonfiction. It's a huge book place, a huge library.
Oh my, this has always been my favorite room. And she walks over to the bar and she's like, what would you all like to drink?
This is why. Librarian.
I just love books, don't you?
Mine too, dear, but for a different the circular ones. I'll have a brandy, sweetheart. And
Absolutely, dear.
yeah, I'll look around, see if there's any books I haven't seen, see if there's anything that I can tell is new to the collection, might interest me.
Okay.
Dear, what would you like to drink?
Oh man, I would like a whiskey.
All right. And she'll start preparing some drinks.
She's
like a pro. She's like shaking her own.
About that time, I rejoined them.
Oh, I was just going to ask if you were doing something else when you're in the kitchen.
No, I just sort of needed to compose myself. It's a lot of memories in this house.
Marie,
When you go in the kitchen, Marie, just while they're looking through the books, I'll deal with their looking in a second. The chef's assistant Tabitha says, Mrs. Thompson, we did find one more billet slid down beside the island, between the island and the wall, and they hand it to you, and they say it must have been hand delivered. It's not mailed by any means, and it says on the outside. Hold on, let me get the accurate name of it. It's Bandy About Seafood is named the company. Bandy About Seafood, and the envelope's kind of dirty, and it smells like oil.
Jeez, how long has this been here? I look at the cancellation mark.
Oh no, it was never mailed. It was hand delivered.
Oh, this is strange.
Yeah.
And I
Sean, is there a chance we would hear that?
No, none of you are around for this. You're in the library.
Okay.
I pour myself another cup of coffee, and I grab a butter knife and I slice open and I open it up and I take a look at it.
Okay, it's dated 3 weeks ago. So it must have been dated just after Howard's death when you left. So like a day or two later. It says slight, like it's greasy. It's kind of paper's kind of dirty, like thumbprints on it. It says monthly delivery 3 weeks ago to STR SHD per instructions 30 LB froze chum 30 INDIV in, you're guessing it means individual, paper pack box.
What?
And then it's a cost of $200.
$200. My God, what is
For 30 pounds of chum.
this chum? This chum is like what you feed animals like sharks and shit like that when you're going fishing. Howard doesn't go fishing.
Howard hasn't fished in 15 years.
So what in the hell is this? Maurice, is there a lot of seafood in the refrigerators?
No. I mean, you've got two refrigerators, one stand-up freezer, just regular, everyday food. No, like there's some salmon steaks, there's some trout.
Look at this bill for all this seafood here. What in the world? Was I here when this delivery would have come, or?
No, it would have been after Howard died, and you did not come back to the house after Howard died. You left and haven't been back till today.
Well, who the hell did they deliver it to? I hope there's not a big box of rotten seafood around the corner of the house. I'm gonna actually walk over to the driveway side of the house and look out and see if there's like a big box of rotting seafood out there.
There's nothing out front. You do know the driveway does go around to the back of your house,
Right?
and that's where your fuel is delivered to that fuel shed.
Uh-huh. Well, this is really strange. I'm going to take this with me, and I'm going to go. I'm going to go back to the library where they are. Oh, I see you found the.
Oh,
Good.
hello, Marie. Oh, yes.
Hun, could you pour me a gin and tonic?
Oh, absolutely, Dan.
I just found a strange. I'm sorry, Leslie. What was that?
I was just saying, I hope it's all right
Of course. Yeah, help yourselves.
that we help ourselves.
Oh, she
Of
would.
course.
Yeah. What do you have there, Mary?
Well, when I was in the kitchen just now, there was another bill, and oddly enough, it was hand delivered, no stamp on it. So, but it claims there was delivery to the house just after Howard died. So I wasn't here. I was in Bangor.
Well, maybe
And
your folks
it's all
ordered it.
it's all a bunch of fish and stuff. In fact, one of them, it says chum.
Chum. Isn't that what they feed like sharks?
Yeah, when they go and when they go fishing and stuff, and it's like
Chum.
he hasn't gone fishing in ages.
Or did your folks order it at all?
$250 worth.
It's a lot of chum.
You used to draw fish to your location.
Yeah, but I don't know
Wait,
why.
how much? That's a lot of chum.
Yeah,
It's 30 pounds, but this is something you do actually all think. You don't have to do an idea roll. It's 30 pounds of chum, which is chopped up offal and tails and heads and things. 30 pounds, but it's $250. You could buy a lot of really nice fish for
Where'd you say you got
that's
it?
true.
Does it show a company on there?
Yeah, it's bandy about seafood.
It's true.
Bandy
True.
Sounds like some sort of a play on words.
Yeah,
It's bandy about seafood, but
this is just this.
yeah, 250. See, I don't really know my prices and all
Man.
because he did all of the bills.
They have an address.
Address? I don't know. Is there an address on it?
There is. It's 272. Sorry, I wrote it down. 272 Winters Lane, Rockport, Massachusetts.
Rockport. So that's now, is Rockport nearby or is it a long drive from here?
It's a bit of a drive. That's their head office, though. This is not. That's their corporate address.
Is there a phone number?
There is a phone number.
Phone number.
Okay.
We should give them a call, but first we should have a drink. And she hands you all your drinks.
So not
Oh, thanks for the gin and tonic.
that expensive for a bunch of.
I agree with Dorothy. Let's first have a drink.
This is the best gin. This is
You can buy slurry. You could definitely buy slurry from significantly closer than Rockport, Massachusetts, and this was hand delivered from the
Yeah, why would
Hand
they,
delivered.
why would they
But
order?
it's hand delivered.
Why would they order from Massachusetts? We got plenty of chum here, don't we?
Well, that's the head office note. That's the main. Rockport, Maine. You're in Rockport.
Oh, I thought you said Massachusetts, dude.
Yeah, sorry. Rockport, Massachusetts is where the head office of this is, but this is not the This is like a corporate envelope.
If I were a chum, where would I be?
Okay.
Well, this has got to be some weird.
In the water attracting fish. There's got to be a fishery close by.
I mean, there's the ocean right there, but this makes no sense at all.
I don't remember him having aquariums, did he, dear?
No. The only fish we ever had were in the refrigerator, and we ate them.
Well, if there's a process,
Well, shall we call it?
the closest fish processing would
There is a processing plant nearby.
the most likely place, I would think. But
You
why
don't
would
know
he-
its name.
Why
It
would
doesn't
he
have a name.
know
Would I know it as the town clerk?
on the-
Well, there's lots of businesses. Make a knowledge roll.
Of course, you're retired, so they have been time.
Yeah, I mean, if it opened within the last 5 years, I'd have no idea.
I think I'm just going to give them a call.
I think we should just call, but
Well, yeah. I'm going to grab my phone.
I mean, I have a great score in intelligence. I got a 55, so that's just a standard success.
Okay.
I could CGI in a court going.
You know that there are 3 fish processing plants that you know of in outlying towns right down on the shore. There's one that is, AWL, like 3 initials. There's another one that is a large corporate one, like whoever, Sunkissed or something like that. And then there's another one that it just said B&A.
B&A. Bandy about.
Bandy about?
Yeah, I think that's probably the one.
Maybe. Well, I'm going to call the number on this invoice.
I am going to finish this.
good idea, Dorothy. Always full of good ideas. Can I have another whiskey?
Yes. The phone goes directly to an
Interesting.
answering machine, Marie.
Hi, this is Marie Thompson. I'm calling about invoice number 7391254. My husband recently passed away, and I have a bill from your company for a number of items, and I read them off. And I don't know what this is. I don't ever recall us getting any of this stuff. And in fact, supposedly it was delivered just after my husband died. And I don't know. Anyways, if you would give me a call, my number is 555-132946. Thanks. There's an answering machine.
So, Marie, if you would like to do your own idea, what would you roll? Knowledge? No, perception, something like that.
Be trying, man.
Try something that's good.
About marine biology, maybe?
No, there's something about memory.
About
Memory. Oh, idea. Well, that would power would be
in your
memory. I got 34 out of 65, so almost a hard.
You run to a calendar, you look at the date on the invoice for the delivery, and you notice that day the delivery happened. It's the day you always go to town to get groceries. You're gone all afternoon. You have lunch. You get your groceries, like the things you pick up, because the chef picks up the main things, but you go for your little incidentals and like pick up things for yourself and go to the bookstore and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You always spend that whole afternoon on Wednesdays in town for lunch, coffee, walking around, visiting. It's that delivery is at that time.
That's my town day. I wonder, where did Howard keep the bills?
At his office.
Yeah,
His office.
As far as you know, he always took it to work with him.
I'll wander back in the library and see if he has any sort of business-related files or anything like that.
I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. He ordered some chum to be delivered here before the sad situation, rest his soul. And then when he passed, the delivery was already scheduled and it just happened to come through.
Yeah.
And maybe
we kind of all figured that out, but here's the interesting thing here. He had this scheduled for a delivery on a day that I wouldn't be here.
Well, that may or may not have been intentional, but why would a man who hasn't fished in 15 years need a quite a load of incredibly expensive, torn up, unusable fish guts to attract fish while fishing.
Maybe he had a secret aquarium somewhere.
Hun, maybe I'll take your drink from you, I think.
No, you won't.
maybe we should get a little more food in this before we have a photograph.
If it wasn't Chum, I would think he was maybe planning some sort of a surprise for me. But cake made out of Chum would be nasty.
Was that? Now you mentioned on the phone there were other items on the bill. What else was there?
Well, let's see what these are here.
Good question, Leslie.
I didn't write them down fast enough. Did you put them in?
I can read it. No, it's not in your description because you wouldn't have had it. I can read it for you again. Just a second. If you want, you can all look at it. I'll let you figure out what it says because a lot of it is in short form because it is an invoice. What it says is regular monthly delivery.
Whoa.
It occurred on that month. It occurred on the Wednesday, the afternoon that you weren't there. 30 pounds of frozen chum in 30 individual paper pack boxes.
Now, I never thought this would come in handy, Sean, but is there anything else I can infer, like any secret coding or anything? Because I took, being part of the clerk's office, of course,
Shorthand.
arts and crafts shorthand. Is there anything else I can decipher from this?
Well, I would say that you deciphered all that I just told you.
So after you guys deciphered, she's like, I know what this says, and here's what it says.
So
No secrets.
You're the one who deciphered it.
wait a second. What is it? Regular monthly delivery.
So he gets this every month.
On the day that I'm in town.
And it's
With
30
him.
individual 1 pound packets.
Marie, do you know of a freezer somewhere where these would be kept?
You keep them in the freezer in the kitchen. There's no seafood in there. I mean, there's some seafood. There's some lobster.
I'm afraid that freezer is not going to hold 30 1 pound packets of anything.
Okay. Well, what about that weird water pressure place? Maybe he was keeping something in there.
And where?
You know that machine you were working with down over there.
No, honey, that's just for the water pipes. That's
But what if there's something in there?
something in the closet.
Something inside that system.
The
Does it go to
closet.
a cistern or something?
Honey, it's just a pipe.
Davis,
But it doesn't go to anything? It doesn't go to a
Well,
system?
it goes up and it goes down.
Davis, why don't we just
I'm sure it
look
goes
and
down.
see
I'm
if
sure it
there's
goes down
something
into the basement.
in the basement. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what were you saying, Leslie?
Davis, why don't we check and see if there's a chest freezer in the basement or something that maybe he's been.
Yes, let's go check the train room out or around to see.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
I don't know of any freezer down there, but maybe.
All right. I have a plan. Let's get our second drink and go downstairs.
Second drink. Are you sure that's only your second?
Davis, what are you
You
drinking?
just finished your second.
I've got whiskey.
Yeah, but that's the cheap shit. You should drink the Lafroig is over here. That's the good.
Oh, yeah, here.
Ah, yeah. Now we're talking.
A little bit for you now and a little bit for the journey. She does a little double pour for you and hands it to you.
You guys can take all of this when we leave in a couple of days.
No, we shouldn't.
There's some
Dorothy.
Brunhaben and some Lagavulin. Yeah, that's nice stuff.
Aw, that's so sweet of you.
It is. It is.
All right, let's go, everyone.
All right, let's go.
So you're going to the basement?
I
Yes.
believe so.
I guess I'll lead the way and turn a
So
full.
is this
Imagine this herd of really old people just
I don't
making
like
their way
it.
down
I don't like going down
Yeah.
here. I'm always afraid that bats or spiders or something are going to get me because it's
Wait,
Well,
there are
there's-
bats and spiders down there. Nobody said anything
I'm sure
about
there's
that.
no bats, Murray.
no, I don't think there's anything down there, but it's just
Giant
creepy.
rats.
And be
So
careful.
I'm guessing this is your standard, like, wooden steps, hard-packed New England dirt
Yep.
floor basement,
It is.
basically
It's
a cellar.
it's a cellar, but I mean Howard has put some. He's got. It's. I'll describe it. You open the door. The stairs go downstairs. There is the wooden stairs. There's a light switch. Light comes on. Marie, you try it a couple times to make sure it's going to stay on.
Yeah.
It comes on. You go down, and the whole room. It's not the whole size of the house by any means. It's actually fairly small. From what you expect, but
Sorry,
like
Sean.
that's all right. You would have expected it to be much larger, but it's a nice size of a living room. There's a table with like this beautiful diorama that has like mountains and train tracks going around and around and twisting around. There are trains on the tracks. The walls are shelves with vintage and new trains. There's a table where you can sit and he could sit and tinker and work at them. The one thing you notice is it's very dusty. It's like if he was down here, you don't think he was like 3 weeks ago. If he was down here 3 weeks ago, or even 4 or 5 or a month or two, he wasn't really messing with the trains.
No.
It's just
What in the
Are the
hell?
tools themselves dusty? Like he wasn't even handling them recently?
well, there's it's not like there's a layer of dust everywhere. It's just you can see dust. You can see that things. It's a basement. It's damp, but
Sure.
it isn't pristine like someone who's been down here messing here every day, every couple of days for 10 years.
Yeah, there shouldn't be this much dust. I mean, it's not that much dust, but it's like he wasn't playing with his little trains.
There's a lot of empty bottles.
Can we see where the pipe comes through the ceiling?
Oh, there's pipes that go all over the place. Yep. In through the walls.
It's one of those up there. I don't know. Is this? I'm sorry. Is this does this have windows along the top edge going out? So it's
in the center of the building.
It's a cellar. Okay.
We probably have just a pull string light bulb.
As opposed to a basement.
Could I make
Okay.
a spot hidden check to see if anything's been like moved out of place or anything that looks out of, like maybe by just being very perceptive, maybe seeing like something's been moved over or something looks like it's not where it's supposed to be given the pattern of settling.
Certainly. Go ahead.
I got 4 out of 75.
Honestly, you can see that someone was down here relatively recently, and you can see that there's, like I said, there's a pile of bottles, there's a chair, there's a desk, like a small desk where he had, not the one he was like a workshop desk, but one where he would sit and write. And you can see that that's the only area that seems to have been utilized.
Do the bottles make sense with the types of liquor they have upstairs, or what sort of bottles are
It was his favorite whiskey.
Yeah.
Dang straight.
And I kind of relate that information. It looks like Marie, have you been down here?
Oh no.
Does anybody else come down here for any reason?
No, not that I know of. But he came up the stairs just a few minutes before he had his heart attack.
Oh, see, it looks to me like somebody's been down here in the last few days.
But Sean, when I look around, do I see anything that really reminds me of Howard other than the trains?
Yes, but just let me clarify for Dorothy. No, actually, sorry, misunderstanding. I didn't mean that someone had been down here in the last few days. What I mean is the only area that looks like it has been utilized anytime recently is the desk area where the bottles are and where someone's been sitting at a desk and writing. So it seems like Howard was coming down and sitting at the desk. He just wasn't doing train stuff.
I see.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead.
myself. Yeah.
And Marie, what was your question? I'm sorry.
Do I see anything that really reminds me of Howard other than the trains, like a coffee cup or a pipe or something that I saw all the time that's going to make me get emotional?
Yeah, actually, he's got his favorite sweater that you knit for him about 15 years ago. It's a big, bulky, the patterned sweater, the zipper in the front with the big collar, and he wore that all the time in the wintertime, every day. And you always were taking it away from him and saying, you've got to wash that thing. You can't wear that every single day.
Yeah, I see that, and I get quiet.
You all notice she's quiet. She's looking at something.
Dorothy puts her arm around her. What
It
is
sounds like it's on the chair by the desk while I was wanting to head
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay, let me move.
So
that.
I will walk over and put a hand on her, kind of poke around at what's on the desk, see what he's been writing recently, or maybe open a drawer or two.
I
Okay.
snatched the sweater at the same time, and I'm like, well, thank God I can finally wash this stupid thing.
Marie?
But I sort of hold it.
Yeah, of course. The desk drawers are definitely locked, but you do actually see that the key is right there. I mean, there's this little skeleton key because it's an old handmade desk. You're able to open the drawers. There's a couple file drawers, and it's all like plans for like how to things he was writing on. He was an engineer. He was designing new dioramas because Marie knew us Phil well. He would take out the whole train design and rebuild the thing every so many years. And there were designs and things, and most of them have little comments. And it's old paper. It's been around for a while. There are some notes and things. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing really odd. You do see the word Scolari. That stands out for you, Davis.
Scolari.
You see Scolari with a big X through it on one of the pieces of paper.
I'm probably just muttering what I'm seeing.
Scolari. Now that sounds very familiar. That was.
Scolari.
I feel like that meant something.
Do you have a specific context?
There's a list
Sounds
of
like an
names.
Italian name, maybe.
It's an old piece of paper. It's just an old slip of paper that was at the back of the pile, and there was a list of names of people, and like lines were crossed through them, and Scolari is the last name on the list, and it's got a giant X through it and cuts right through the paper.
Marie, you know any of these people on this list?
This is Tim Scolari, right?
Tim Scolari?
I'm looking. Is he the guy that was my daughter's boyfriend?
Yes, and so the rest of you wouldn't really know. Davis would know because Davis is a police officer in the neighborhood, and Marie knows. You both know who Tim Scolari is.
Tim Scolari was my daughter's boyfriend.
Yes, that's right.
Now, he was also the chief suspect in her death. And as far as I know, he was cleared. Now, it took me a long time to get over Josie's death, but Howard wouldn't let it go. And it looks like he's still obsessing over this Scolari fella. And
do you know where he's at right now? Is he still in town?
I haven't heard that name since
What about all these other names? Do they mean anything?
Not really.
And you?
Dorothy, do you want to look at the names when you hear someone say, who are these people?
I do want to look at the names because I'm sure I've seen registries of lots of people in this small coastal town.
Okay, do a clerk roll. What do you want to do, Noel?
Clerk and roll?
Roll your clerk skill.
I have an accounting. I have accounting, and I have.
No. You can just use knowledge or something like that.
You're speaking my language with this character sheet, buddy.
It's your thing that you do.
Close.
Generally, you pick what you're going to roll, and you can, unless I say it, you can choose. I would like to roll against my knowledge, something.
Yeah, I got a 71 out of 80.
You recognize some of the names as people that are, you don't want to say it because you're a clerk and you're a very polite woman. You belong to the Women's Institute, same as Marie. But these are kind of the shiftier families in town or in the village. These are the people that they run the pool hall. They have a gas station, but you know that they do rum running, or not rum running. God, that's like 1930. They do like, bootlegging, like they sell booze after hours. Kind of.
She's had a couple drinks, and she is usually proper, but she's had a couple drinks now. These are the names of some of those hooligan kids around town, and Marie's right. One of them was a suspect. And these little hooligans out here tend to get into some trouble. They might be, potentially selling some illegal booze. And she takes another drink.
All right.
Good people.
Well,
why would he be associating with these people?
He's not associating with them. I'm sure he suspects them all.
Probably.
He suspected everyone.
Well, yeah. Obviously,
Davis.
you were both right. I'm going to hold on.
Davis.
You want to speak up, Davis?
Davis.
As a police officer, you want to do a little, your look at the names on the list?
Policing.
Okay.
I know you're a new player. Sorry, I'm trying to help you along.
No, that's fine. Okay, you want me to use my knowledge?
Sure, if that's what if that's a
Wow.
reasonable thing.
I'm trying to think of what else I could
Yeah.
use.
Knowledge is
Some of
probably
the
good,
Policing.
unless you have like some kind of police. Like if you're a librarian like Dorothy, sorry, like Leslie, if you were researching, you'd use your library skill.
Yeah.
We're computers, but there aren't really any of those hanging out. There's
Are
probably
you are you high in law?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Rolling that, then that's good. Because you have to think what you're going to use what you would use that to find out.
Mhm.
Oh, come on.
How close are you? You might be able to spend luck.
No, I got 100.
Oh.
They're all guilty. Every one of them, murderers,
Ooh.
or maybe not. You're not quite sure.
Yeah.
One drink and you forget all your police.
Right?
It was that extra shot for the road.
You pull out your gun and go, I don't know. I don't have any.
You do recognize some of the names,
Ooh.
Davis. You do definitely recognize some of the names. There's just like names from around town, not the upper crust, not the people that are like the business owners or the business membership of the downtown business association. These are like rough and tumble kind of people, but that's all you really think.
Well, this is an interesting list we have going here. An interesting group of people. I just I don't know what Howard was doing. If he was associating with them or what's going on.
It looks like he had a list of potential suspects here that he was interested in.
He's
So
had them as suspects for years.
So what do you think the cross off means?
That's a good question.
Well, no.
Should we
It's like the kind of thing you see in one of those
When
murder mystery movies. Where they,
A hit list.
was there any evidence that he?
Has he ever done business with this this company before that sent the chum? Do you know?
apparently every month.
Every month.
Seems.
Is it always the same order?
I don't know. I was hoping, he keeps all of his records down at the office. So, I don't know.
Well, I've got my Lincoln if you'd like to go for a drive.
I was just going to say, we have some time till dinner. I could drive Dorothy's Lincoln.
Oh, yeah, honey, we
You know
can.
what? You know what? We're here to enjoy ourselves, and it's like, that's
Yeah, but now we have a mystery of the chum.
the chum mystery.
The great
Chum
chum
Diaries.
mystery.
The Chum Diaries.
Can,
It's a group of chums investigating the Chum Diaries. This is right out of Miss Marple.
Okay, I'm renaming this the Chum Diaries now, Tom.
Okay.
I almost broke out a Agatha Christie book to bring with, but it was behind the dog's bed. So
I'm wondering to myself whether we should spend time going away from the house to an office.
that's my thought. Yes.
However,
but I don't.
just
I want to make
to look at the new manifesto.
sure I'm the one driving the Lincoln.
well, just as you are thinking, geez, should we go wandering around outside
After we've
of the
all had
property?
drinks.
After you've all been drinking, the chef's assistant Tabitha goes, Mrs. Thompson, we're kind of ready for pre-dinner drinks and some. We're kind of ready, if you don't
We
mind.
have drinks.
Appetizers.
Oh, good. Let's go, dear. Come on, Davis.
I would like to
Sweetheart,
point
let's
out I'm still nursing my first brandy, just for the record.
She kind of hangs back with Leslie for a minute and kind of just tugs on his sleeve a minute and whispers to him.
Yes, dear.
She says, honey, what if, and I'm never going to say this out loud enough for Marie to hear me, but what if he was enacting his own kind of justice and this chum wasn't really chums, but some of the chums on that list?
Ooh.
That would be why it's so expensive.
Chums investigating
have a
chums that were
temper.
made of chums.
Mm-hmm.
Pumps. He did have a temper. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would think he would go to quite that length, but
We should ask Davison if any of them went missing or anything.
yes, let's do
Like
that
somehow
privately.
tactfully. And not.
Yes, I'll take care of the tactful questions, dear.
Yes, dear. That's a good idea. Thank you, honey.
Yes, you're welcome. I'll give her a little peck on the cheek.
Mwah.
See if I can get a little water into her drinks the next few hours.
No,
All
honey,
right.
just vodka.
All right. So I'll assume that you decide to. There's nothing more you see down here necessarily. You wander back up. They have aperitifs. No, aperitif is after meal. What's a pre-dinner?
No,
An
aperitif
amuse-bouche.
before.
Aperitif is before. Sorry,
Mhm.
I'm Canadian. We just drink beer. So there's so they have aperitifs set out.
America and I live in the woods, and I don't really.
So they have like the little the sweet aperitif drinks and little sherries and the ports and things for you to choose from, and they have some like bowls and plates and everything's set out for you at the dinner table out in the room that's adjacent to the theater room. The divider's up partially so you can walk between the two, and they say everybody please sit, and that they've got music playing, like some nice classical music that some of you find a little tedious, but it's there, and the meal begins. And for the record, just for the meal, they have they bring out your aperitifs, of course. Then there's like a soup, and this is a thin, like a cold soup. It's not something you've never had before. It's like a gazpacho, but it has watermelon in it of all things. It's a strange kind of a fruit soup, and that leads to a Waldorf salad that has fruit in it again. And then you have your choice because unless if any of you are vegetarian, they would have had a vegetarian choice. But they do have like a chicken with a fruit sauce. It's a fruit-themed meal. And they have fruit wines in case someone wants that to go with it, or a regular wine to cut the difference. And then there's like a gelato, again, plain and fruit. So the meal progresses and you have the ability to eat and enjoy yourselves. And you start to forget about that, what happened in the basement, the talk of the things you found and such. Meal is over. So the evening is now at the point where your meal is over. The chef cleans up, they clear the table, they put everything in the dishwasher. They've already cleaned all the cooking pots and pans and such. And they do ask you, Marie, is there anything else you need before we leave?
No. Leave your bill there, and I'll make sure that it gets paid.
Of course. They invoice you once every month, so they don't worry about it.
Okay.
They come back for your evening meals all the time. You take care of your breakfast and lunch, and they have food in the fridge for you, pre-prepared for those meals if you want it, or you make your own. And they come back for dinner. So this is a chef that comes every day for dinner.
Okay.
So they say, we'll see you tomorrow night. And they say, we'd like to take a poll. Is everyone okay with pork tenderloin, or would you like veal? Or do we want to go with something a little more salmon?
Lobster?
You want to go for
Lobster's good. Salmon sounds fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about lobster?
Lobster. We can do lobster.
Really, any of that.
It's spring. What is it, a month with a...
All right.
I can't remember when you can get lobster.
That's shellfish.
Oh, it's shellfish. Oh, okay.
Shellfish.
It's not a month with an R in it. I can't remember.
No. And actually, I think nowadays that doesn't apply anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, they will definitely have the food ready for you tomorrow. They thank you. They clean up the mess. And they say, well, the invoice comes once a month. Don't worry about it. And they again, the chef comes over and gives you a hug, Marie, and says, I'm very sorry for the loss of Howard. And if you are really selling the house, I'm very sorry to lose you as a friend and a client.
Well, you've been a good chef. And we'll keep in touch. I'll certainly, if you need a recommendation, I'll give you a high praise.
Oh, thank you very much.
Your assistant there, she's a good assistant.
Well, he gives you a little wink, and he says she's actually my fiance.
So. Oh, well, that's wonderful.
She nudges Leslie.
Okay, dear.
So if she's there, I look over at her and I say, "Oh,
Is there significant?"
when I just got to know one thing: does he cook for you at home, or does he make you cook for him?
I do the cooking, she says. Always. He won't even wash a dish.
You bastard! Be nice to her. Be nice to her. Now get the hell out of
she's
the house.
joking. We do the dishes together, he says, and he laughs. So they depart. It is now the evening. It is getting darker because it is spring still, like late spring. And the theater beckons. Now you've all had your luggage taken to your rooms upstairs.
Okay.
And
We're all in our comfortable jerseys.
you can do that. You can go upstairs. So I would assume you go upstairs, you get yourself sorted away for the movies. As you're walking by, you do. Davis, you've been in the house many times before, and as you're passing by, you make note of, there's the study upstairs. It's Howard's personal study. And it just sort of crosses your mind, if you're really looking for things that Howard has that are documents that are personal of nature, that's probably where you should look tomorrow.
Okay.
So you change, you go downstairs, you're going to have to decide what movie you're going to watch.
Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn.
Which one is it with Chevy and Goldie?
It seems like old times.
Ah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Chevy, who plays Nick, is forced to rob a bank and becomes a fugitive. He seeks help from his ex-wife, Glenda Parks, on a public defender. Her current husband, Ira Parks, played by Charles Grodin, is the Los Angeles County District Attorney who harbors a jealous disdain towards Nick. And hilarity ensues, no doubt.
Hilarity ensues.
You know which one I really liked was the one where they were going to shoot the Pope?
Oh, the Pope Must Diet.
No.
That's the one.
It's a Goldie Hawn Chevy Chase one. It's the one where
Where
she beats up the midget.
Yeah, don't you remember?
The midget with the Bibles. The midget with the Bibles.
Yeah, she just whacks him.
I don't know that I remember that one.
Hilarious. What the hell is the name of that one?
No, but that's so funny.
Anyway, We can watch that if you guys want. That's fine. Oh, Howard's got a lot of scary movies. If you want to watch a scary movie,
You like scary movies?
he
like
likes
what?
scary movies.
Hmm.
Well, we got Altered States. That one's got that William Hurt in it, and I think The Shining's there with Shelley Duvall and Jack Nicholson.
That's
Oh, I almost brought that one, but I wasn't
creepy.
sure. That would be
There's-
too
I
much.
love that Shelley Duvall. She looks so homely, but she's so nice.
There's that weird one with the Anthony Hopkins, the Elephant Man. You know,
Oh, was
although we saw
that with Cher?
Cher.
Was she in that?
You're thinking of Mask,
Oh, Mask.
and I don't know if that movie exists yet. We
Oh.
checked that before. We
We'll fact check
So,
that, audience. Go
uh,
ahead.
We got John Carpenter's The Fog with Adrienne Boobs, I like to call her. 'Cause she's
Ooh, Bob Boobs.
Just as a note, it came out in 1985, so it's a theater movie.
It's the spring. It's probably not out yet.
it's your choice, whatever you want to watch.
What do you guys feel like? I'm game for anything also.
Well, I just think we should either watch something funny or something spooky and nothing where nobody loses anybody.
That's
Nothing sad.
Like
So-
Dorothy brought the Great Muppet Keeper.
excellent
did.
suggestion.
You can watch a bunch of guys
Welcome.
running around with their hands stuck up inside puppets all night.
We don't actually see the guys.
Oh, the younger
we
days.
just see the puppets. Actually, that sounds very pleasant.
Well, it's a
Why
caper.
don't we
We have
watch
sort
that?
of a caper going on in the back.
We do the great chum caper.
That's
Watch
true. Maybe there's some chum in it, yes.
Well, I'll assume you
So
pick a movie and you sit and the popcorn machine is turned on and there are more drinks if anyone wants them, if anyone needs them.
Dorothy.
You have popcorn, you have drinks, and you're able to escape from the realities of what has happened, what's happened today, the discussions you've had. And at the end of the movie, there's always the discussion. It's like now, like 9:30 at night. Do you want to watch another movie? Do you want to watch television? Do you want to just go for a walk? It's up to you guys what you want to do now. You might want to go to bed.
Getting
That's all I
kind of
got.
late. But we could go for a walk out by the ocean. That'd probably be pretty at night.
I was thinking a walk would be nice, actually.
A
could
constitutional.
Well, we could walk down to the boathouse. The beach itself is a little treacherous because it's mostly rocks. And it's not a nice sandy beach. But we can walk down to the boathouse. There's like a little pier there and look at the ocean. I don't know what's the weather like.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely. There are no storms. You can see the moon is out. It's about 75% full. You can see from a distance the moon is shining. The ocean is nice and flat.
Mm-hmm.
I hear
And
music.
If you get right on the end of the pier, you can look over towards the west and see the north, and you can see the 3-point lighthouse. Shining off. And you can see.
Oh yeah, I always love seeing the lighthouses.
But
It's like you're walking in a postcard.
let's go.
You
The
guys
weather's
have to
nice.
go change again before we go.
Nah.
Oh no, this will be plenty warm. She's wearing, when she changed for the movie, she's wearing kind of like a velour sweatsuit that's been bedazzled with like.
Yeah. See, the weather out here is nice.
It's actually quite nice out and warm for the time of year, so you have no issues. There's a nice gravel pathway that changes into a nice mulch walkway. It's all nice and soft, and it hasn't rained for a few days. And every so often, every 100 feet or so, Howard had installed some posts with lights.
Mhm.
So all the way down to the water, there's a nice light. The path isn't lit 100%, but you know where you're going.
Right.
So you can all go for a nice walk. You get down to the pier. There's a boathouse, of course, and in the boathouse is a sailboat, a very small one, like a laser. It's a 2-person sailboat.
Yeah.
There is also a rowboat. There is also a inflatable dinghy, that like a Zodiac kind of boat that has a motor hung up. Nothing. It's not put together right now. So Howard had 3 boats. The dock is extremely long, so you can walk quite a ways out into the water. It's just very nice. And the boathouse actually has a little room in it, so someone could sleep there if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's very nice.
I'll take Dorothy by the crook of her elbow to make sure that she is steady as we're walking on the dock.
She is kind of weaving.
Yes. She's
She's
had
doing
3
a little
drinks
bit
that I'm
better. I'm doing a
aware
little
of.
bit better now that we had some food. I'm all right. That Waldorf salad really helped me out.
I just like holding you by the arm, dear.
Yes, dear. And she pats his.
Very, very romantic.
Oh, sweetheart, maybe we should stay in the boathouse, Leslie.
Oh, Dorothy.
Oh no, it's not that comfortable. It's not that comfortable.
I don't know. That bed only looks big for 1.5 people. We might have to sleep close.
We'll have to bunk it.
Yeah.
Avis, could you do spot hidden, please?
15 out of 45.
Excellent. I'm sending you a message. Everyone keep talking.
All right.
You know, after watching that Muppet show, I always think about that Kenny Loggins. Such a nice singer, that Rainbow Connection song. You remember that, honey?
The rainbow from
The Rainbow Connection.
Why do you?
The lovers, the dreamers.
Hers and me.
I thought Kermit sang that song.
But yeah, that's not their real voices, dear.
Well,
but everyone sees Kermit.
But isn't it Mr. Henson, Jim Henson, who does the voice? Or
Well, maybe, but I think it was written by Kenny Loggins, wasn't it?
No, I think it wasn't it written by Williams. What's his name? Paul Williams?
Paul Williams. Oh.
The little short guy, a little itty-bitty short guy with the white hair. Blonde hair.
I just know Kermit.
You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Footloose. He did Footloose, didn't he?
That's a really different song than
Sure is. It sure is.
Dorothy, are you doing okay?
I'm great, thank you. It's a lovely night. Thank you, Davis.
We're just here to have fun and just don't go swimming in your state of creation.
I'll put my arm around her and hold her a little closer. But speaking of which, by the way, I don't know if I could even keep her from falling in the water. I don't know what everybody else looks like, but I am a very small man. Strength and health-wise, I'm not really, I'm not exactly a great physical specimen. A little bit of a paunch.
None of us
I'm less dexterous. I'm less dexterous than an elephant.
She's got a dexterity of 30, but she's extremely tall compared to him.
That's my personality.
And I'm
a size of 65.
She is Shelley Duvall.
I'm as wrinkled as
yes. My intellect and personality are pretty much my strong points. So,
honey, don't sell yourself short. Get it short.
And I'm kind of short. Yeah. I'll put my arm around her to steady her a little further. Well,
honey, maybe she whispers, honey, maybe we should settle down on the affection. I don't want it to really bother Marie, I'm really concerned. You know, she just lost her husband.
Yeah. You know, Howard used to come down here to the boathouse every once in a while. I figured he was just coming down here and playing with his dinghy.
Oh. Hey. Wow.
I almost caught him once playing with his dinghy.
Yeah? Was it? Wait, it's a pretty good sized dinghy. She's looking at the boat.
Yeah. He had a very nice
I have a couple of good ones, but I don't think I'll say them out.
So you've all looked.
Well, speaking of the boathouse.
What do you
sit-
want to?
Maybe sit on the dock for a little while and just relax with each other.
There's actually Howard installed a nice, like a bench. 4 people can sit at it. You can watch. Well, let me think. Sunrise because of the east-west thing, and I had to think. And no, rises in the east. Yes,
No,
you can
that's
watch the sunrise.
Yep.
You can see the ships going by. You actually can look out. You can see some large tanker ships, or just moving up the coast, or down the coast towards like the Carolinas. It's a very beautiful night. The moon is only 75% full. It's quite a beautiful sight.
Does it, first of all, out of character question, does it smell super fishy here, like more than normal, or no?
This
What's
time
the
of year,
thought?
no. It isn't. It's getting close to the stormy season, but no, it's definitely not fishy smelling. The algae hasn't like started to peak.
Okay.
It's salt water.
She'll take off her shoes and her socks and just kind of dangle her feet in the water.
You have to sit at
If it
the
were low tide, we'd be vomiting right now. So
Just be careful, honey. You don't want to get crabs.
Oh, well, that was a good tip a long time ago
right.
too, Marie. Thank you.
That's a tip from back in college.
Nice to see you've never lost your style, Marie.
What's the old joke about lobsters?
Mhm.
Lobsters on your pianos and crabs on your organ?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Ba-dum-bum ching.
Well, I don't know about you
Yes,
guys. I'm getting a
teasing,
little
right.
tired being out
I'm
here.
going to go poke around the boathouse a little bit.
You're gonna.
Yeah. I'm going to poke around the boathouse a little bit. I really don't know anything about boating, but just see what Howard has out here.
Well, you
it's-
can see he's got a really nice dinghy.
There's a dinghy.
think
It's
it was-
deflated right now, mind you.
It looks a little
deflated
limp
right
to me
now,
there, Marie.
But when he plays with it, then he blows it. It gets bigger.
Okay. Gets a little bit bigger.
It expands,
Inflates a little bit.
It's deceiving.
Always
It
been
could-
the
It's deceiving when you look at it. It looks relatively small, but it
Well, it could be because it's a little chilly. The storm season is coming.
Well, he wants
shrinkage.
He once, didn't deflate it all the way, and he had a hell of a time jamming it in the dock.
How old are we all right now?
12.
All right. I think I'll leave my wife back up to the house.
Yes.
I'm
So
already here.
I'm gonna assume you've had your jokes, you've had your drinks, you stumble back to the house. It is late. You've had a great night together. You're very happy to be together again. Marie, you feel better than you have in, frankly, years.
Yeah.
So you go to the house. There's 2 bathrooms. You brush your teeth. You do whatever your things you do before bed, and you all go to bed. And could everyone please make a listen roll for me?
Okay. Oddly enough, she's good at spotting, but this lady is not so good at listening.
18.
Well,
Listen.
I passed. I should say I failed, though. I'm passing too much. I failed. No, I got a 15 out of 25.
I won't take alcohol into account, but that's a
I
shitty.
think I heard one passing.
I failed.
Failed? You're a police officer. You should hear everything.
So the ladies.
I don't know.
But he's also old with cauliflower ears.
That's true. Banged ears like old
The
cop
big
from like
librarians are much better at seeing things.
the Bowery boys got him.
Hearing
Punched his
them,
ear.
it turns out.
None of you are old enough to know who the Bowery boys. Oh, maybe Tom. You're the same age as me, Tom, aren't you? So
How old are you?
I got both of
I'm
you.
51.
Oh, I'm all over both of you
I
whippersnappers.
don't know. I know the name, the Bowery Boys. I don't know who that. I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I reckon.
You need to look up YouTube.
So just the ladies had it, whatever it is.
Okay. Middle of the night, clank. That same clanking noise that was heard during dinner. And then again, like a minute later.
God damn it.
It's loud enough to wake you up, the ones that heard it.
Where's that banging again? It's the fish trying to get up through those pipes.
Yeah, what, Dorothy? What?
It's the pipes. The pipes are calling.
I put my bathrobe on.
Oh, I'm not smoking my pipe at the moment. It sounds like a good idea, though.
Well, let's wake up and smoke your pipe, and we'll get a drink and go check it out.
Oh, the pipe downstairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you know where he's keeping his pet.
So,
Well, I'll fire up my pipe and walk downstairs.
Yeah, remember she's in a conspiracy theory that there's a pet in that pipe somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
From earlier.
so I'm going to head out and go down the stairs to pull the stupid thing.
All right. Oh,
Well, we'll
sorry,
be there together because I think I'm
well, you all
wander
wake each other
down
up.
as well.
It's kind of like you have a sleepover. Everybody, when someone wakes up, everybody's up. And
Okay.
on your way down the stairs, you hear it again, and then again, clank, clank, clank.
It's never gone off us this much.
Damn thing's getting worse.
Well, let's go check it out. Davis, you know how to fix that thing. Let's go.
Yes, I'm coming. Yes, I'll pull the lever, push the button.
It's a good thing we all fell asleep in the same bed.
It's like the Waltons.
We actually didn't sleep in beds. We all just cuddled up on the floor. And
It was a puddle of people. A puddle of seniors, wrinkly seniors in a puddle.
We actually spent the first hour trying to stand up.
So you pull the lever.
We put on the light glasses.
You pull the lever, and the light comes on, and there's a push button, and you push it. Everybody, please make a listen roll.
Oh my gosh.
Failed again.
I got 18 again out of 20.
I passed.
Is that right?
I got 99.
99.
I would ask to spend luck, but two of us made it, so it's probably not necessary.
Okay.
I should spend luck. I'm just kidding.
Did anyone do exceedingly well?
Not really.
No. I got no.
Okay.
Sure.
Does anyone want to push to use luck?
I'll push.
Ooh.
Please do.
Please.
I may as well risk it as well if I may.
36.
What do you got, Leslie?
Ugh. Yeah, 66 out of 25.
All right. Tom, close enough.
Okay.
Those who succeeded, you hear, you push when you change the lever, there's like a ka-chunk. When you push the button, there's the hissing sound of hydraulics and water. You also hear this muffled thump, thump, two thumps, and then you hear
Like a grunt?
like a grunting kind of noise, and it's coming. You're in that room beside the basement door, this electronics room. It comes from the floor of the room you're in.
I've never made that noise before.
What noise was that, Marie?
It was like almost like an animal noise.
She just looks at Leslie as though she is curious.
And it came from right under our feet, I swear.
Maybe it's your pet, Dorothy.
I bet it.
All right, I'll
I
tell
told
you what.
y'all there was a pet in here.
Where does this
is there
floor
any-
go?
Sort of a tool in this box.
I had a mag
A
light.
wrench or a crowbar or anything metal. Okay,
We should open the pipe.
I'm going to walk downstairs. And when I call up to you, just tap on that pipe and see if I can figure out which pipe downstairs it is.
Okay.
Honey, are you sure you should go alone? Should
Yeah.
David go with you?
No, not at all. Davis, maybe would you come with me, please?
You want me to come with you?
Yeah, he's afraid to go down there by himself, just like I would be.
Oh, Marie.
Hey, I'm a
Okay.
spindly little fat librarian.
All right, so we're leaving the two girl, well, the Marie and I guess your wife, who's kind of still drunk, up here alone.
Kind of.
He looks like the biggest person in the entire group.
Let's tap on the pipe. Tap, tap, tap.
Davis, please check your private messages I just sent you.
Sorry, I'm working on it. I'm slow.
That's okay. No. Tap, tap, tap. There is a visible pipe in the room that's the electronics room. You tap on it. It's really difficult to find out because when you're in the basement room where the trains are, there's pipes and stuff. But you do definitely hear it coming from, say, like the right-hand side of the room. And the right-hand side of the room pipes lead straight through the wall, which is an area where there's a whole bunch of shelving and train sets and such.
So it comes down from above and turns 90 degrees and goes through the wall?
Yes.
And I can touch it and feel the vibration of the tapping maybe, or I can just hear that.
You can hear it from the general vicinity of it, but if you stand on something, I'll just assume you do.
Hey, it's got a workbench or a table or a chair.
There's a few pipes. You can find out. Yes, it is definitely a pipe that is leading that way to the east, towards the water.
Toward the water.
Towards the wall, towards the ocean. Yes.
Can you find the pipe?
Have you found
Yes,
the
sweetie,
pipe?
we found it. I'm not sure.
Let's go,
I'm not
Dorothy.
sure what it means. But we found it.
Let's go, Dorothy.
I'll mark it.
So
We've got
can-
like a
If we follow
piece
the
of
pipe to the
masking
wall, then
tape.
if we take some of the shelves down, is it just all cement behind there?
If you look at the shelving at the wall,
Mm-hmm.
the entire square area of the room you're in is definitely concrete, definitely poured in like when the building was constructed. But the wall that is to the east, it's a newer concrete.
So we've gotten to the top of the stairs and we're starting our way down.
Yes. Now you're all heading down.
You'll find us taking down trains and setting them on the train set, and maybe taking down some shelving if it comes
Well,
down.
now's not the time to mess with trains.
They're
We've gotta figure out
trying to
what's
see where the pipe's going. Come on.
The pipe goes over here, Dorothy. We have to get behind this cement wall.
Oh, yeah.
Piqued
Okay,
my
go ahead.
piqued my curiosity. Sean, can I make a spot hidden to see if I can detect any sort of like change to the way the wall has been made, or?
Absolutely, yes. Please do.
Okay, so I have a decent spot hidden. Just don't make me listen to 7 or 65.
Oh.
That is an extreme.
Extreme, yes. East side of the wall.
Extreme pass.
You notice that in behind the shelving area, there is a definite area where there's a line, and the concrete is a different type of concrete. It is a darker concrete. It has a slight bluish gray consistency, or color rather, to it. And yeah, it's different.
Huh. I've seen that movie, Young Frankenstein. I'll
Sean, I
push
sent you a
and
message.
I'll tilt shelves and pull down shelves and push on things.
Marie, do you know where he would have
Generally.
where there would be some tools that we could break through this concrete?
Well, there's a shed, but are you going to break through the concrete? What are you looking for?
Look at us. None of us are equipped to break through some concrete.
Well, I'm pushing and pulling and nudging and turning and
Let's see if
Please.
there's a like some sort of thing like in the novels, like if you can pull a book and it opens.
Are you thinking that,
Dorothy and Leslie
Well, that's
both
what I'm
make a
trying, but-
spot hidden.
I don't know, you're thinking there's a secret passage?
okay.
Got
I'm only
56 out of 70.
77.
Pardon me, Leslie?
12. I failed by 12.
I
Okay,
succeeded.
Dorothy,
Just normal.
normal pass.
Yes.
Good enough. You're looking at the shelves, and there's like all these model trains, but there is a single solitary statuette of a train master. And it's a man looking at his clock. It's like the old-fashioned big dial, and he's pointing to the sky like, everyone get on the train, whatever the heck they do. And you reach for that, and you're
As I'm
thinking,
talking.
look, yeah, and you're going to look behind it, and you go to pull it, but instead of pulling it, you clink, and the shelving moves.
Oh my God! So this is how I want this to play out. Maybe we should look and see if there's some sort of book or something like in the novels. Click.
Click.
Yep, perfect. And you, and the whole shelving unit swivels out about 5 degrees.
What in God's name?
He like startles and like holds her chest. What in the
Very
world?
good, dear. Okay, now the question is, do we have flashlights? Marie, do you have a flashlight
I
in
have
the
a
house?
well, I have a mag light, except that I don't have any batteries for it.
Oh, that's right. You had a mag light, yes.
I was
Is it one of the big ones you can club someone over the head with, or the little mini mag?
yeah, it's one of those like this. No, it's
Big
Yeah,
4-cell, 6-cell, weaponized flash.
but
Actually,
That's
she's
all
carrying
right.
with her. She has with her on her equipment list a camera. So what she's gonna do, like one of those 35 millimeter. I think they still have those at that point. Or
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't
At that point, how
Yeah.
old are you?
you know,
I
cameras,
was born in '81. I was 4 at the point of this game. So
cameras don't light. The lights don't come on and stay on.
Yeah, it's not like a flash on your friggin' phone.
so maybe she has a Polaroid. She'll just take a with
Oh,
the
my.
flash, and then one will pull out.
All
And
right,
then we'll
Sean,
all be
you-
blind.
Leave the use
You
alone.
need a
It's not his
flashlight.
fault.
You
Okay,
need a flashlight.
can I? Well, let's see if we can find some batteries.
Can I just make a luck to see if I have, for some reason, some batteries with me?
Marie,
Okay.
you know full well that Howard always kept batteries in the kitchen,
Oh, he's an
in
engineer.
the third drawer down. He's very meticulous. He always had batteries.
Hold
In
on.
the junk
Hold
drawer.
on.
Gotta be a
Okay,
junk
honey.
drawer.
I'll go
Okay, we'll
check.
be here.
Do you need us to come with you or someone to go with you?
No, that's just the house. This is where the weird stuff is. So I run up the stairs like an old woman, and I run to the kitchen like an old woman,
Like a schoolgirl.
and I grab the mag light, and I find the batteries, and I shove the batteries in there the right way, and I test it to see if it works,
It works.
and I grab a butcher knife, and I come
Awesome.
back with the
Wow.
says, if I find out he has another woman that he's hiding down here, I'm gonna cut her throat.
You say that to us?
I
Marie?
know, but maybe I do.
Marie, I think if he has a woman in there, she's not going to be much of a threat.
She's been there 3 weeks. She's pissed off.
No, I hand Leslie the mag light.
All right. I shall tentatively move forward, shining the light around to see what we can see.
All right. You push open this on a swivel. It's like Howard's an engineer. This is perfectly swiveled.
Lightweight.
There's another, like 3 steps down, there's a large cavern. And in this cavern area, there's it starts out concrete poured, and then it becomes rough hewn rock. And you see the rough hewn rock area, and you see there's a file cabinet off to the left, and there is a tunnel, like a dark black tunnel. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, points where chains go from the area you're in into the darkness.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! What the hell?
And the tunnel is full of water.
Like I said, maybe it's like a hidden aquarium.
No, and I grabbed Dorothy.
Is there
What are the chains for, Dorothy?
What,
Tom,
Marie?
is there an air current coming in?
Oh
Yes.
dear God! I hope he wasn't. I hope he didn't catch these poor guys. And
You can feel moisture, warm, salty air coming in from this dark tunnel area.
Well, I mean, if they were, it could
Are
be.
the chains really
Davis?
rusty?
Davis,
Well,
make
being
a
a
spot hit.
librarian, I'm definitely going for that file.
question was, are the chains old and rusty? Or
I
No.
pass.
Chains
they're
are not
new.
old and rusty. Leslie, you can make your way to the filing cabinet, no problem whatsoever. And you see 2 light switches. A light switch and then another one, like 1, 2.
Dorothy,
Okay.
what was my husband doing down
I'd
here?
probably
wait.
I'll flip the first
Everyone,
one.
before you hit light switches, let's consider the fact that it's electricity with metal chains and water.
I'll flip the switch. The first one.
The lights come on, the whole
He
area
freezes.
is lit up. Boom. You can see a concrete pad, you can see the filing cabinet, you can see the tunnel entrance, you can't see into it, and you can see like a wall over to the side where there is another desk, but there's nothing there. It's just like a old rotten wooden desk.
She's going to put her arm around Marie and just hold her close to her as they walk. Honey, did you know
I'm
about this?
assuming. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew about it. Of course I knew. What the hell did I know about this? What the hell was my husband doing down here?
It appears as though he was doing something.
Was he chaining people up?
I assume the second switch lights further down the tunnel. I say as I flip it.
If
You flip it, do you?
I do
Excellent.
indeed. Oh no!
Excellent.
Oh no! The GM is smiling.
When you flip the switch, you hear the sound of gears. And the chains start to pull into the points where they are attached to the wall.
Are
And
there
Sorry, go ahead.
Are there manacles on the ends of the chains?
Not yet. And as the chains slowly get pulled, you hear hissing and snorting and growling.
Oh my God, I
And
back up with Marie.
Okay.
the
I
chains
flip the
get
switch.
pulled into top and bottom until like something comes out of the darkness of the tunnel, and it is you've never seen anything like this. It is a man fish. It is a creature that is, it's like the shape of man, legs, arms, but it has, any of you who have seen The Creature of the Black Lagoon, this is what it looks like. And slowly but surely, these chains tighten, and this thing becomes spread eagle across the entrance to the pit.
Oh no, honey, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Wait,
And it is hissing, and it is angry.
No,
It
we
is
gotta go.
and
sanity roll?
emaciated. And everyone takes a sanity roll.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
And if we fail,
Let me know if you fail.
I succeeded.
44, but I have my arm around Marie. Let's remember that.
Did you fail, Marie?
yes,
How badly?
by about 20 points.
Holy. Okay, Marie, you're like covering your eyes and dropping to the floor, and you don't know what to do. Anyone else fail?
I don't think so.
How many sanity points?
Oh, 4.
I'm gonna
Immediate
hold her.
4.
Okay,
I don't
well,
know
I'm
if my
streaming.
strength's enough to
I
hold
also
her.
stream.
Is my strength enough to hold her from falling down to the ground in the water?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I mean, I have a 30 strength, so I really have to ask that question.
Davis, how'd you do?
I passed. Sorry.
I mean,
Leslie?
I passed. I mean, I passed.
honey, it's okay. We're gonna get out of here.
Yep, I think we only have
The creature
one
is
fail.
spread-eagled and hissing and growling and
Hit the
snorting.
button, honey.
You've already hit the button. Like,
Hit it again.
Yeah, I will
Go away.
flip that switch down.
this
Put it back
creature
where-
is
Oh,
suspended above the
I can't
water
make-
and not happy about it.
Oh my god, she's gonna fumble.
Okay, so
and
I can't
some
make it.
gun, even though
I can't make it retract. Sean?
You can flick the switch the other way. Yes, you can flick the switch. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm wanting to do, yeah.
Won't that
The
let
chain-
it go?
The chains retract and the creature drops to the floor and scurries back into the tunnel.
Oh, that was a good call, honey. You saved our lives. You are
Yeah.
so smart.
Yes,
Marie.
I can flip switches.
You
Do
guys,
we
Marie,
think?
What the hell?
we need to get Marie out of here. Look at her.
Yes.
Maybe this is what the chum was for?
I suspect
well, welcome
so,
to the
yes.
mystery.
Davis, can you do a spot hidden?
Well, I'm going to help Marie out.
Yeah, I'm also helping her out.
No, I failed.
Anyone else can do a spot hidden. What the hell?
Okay.
I.e., he'd really like one of us to make a spot.
I got a 6.
I got
Okay.
I got a hard success.
Okay. What you see is from the ceiling above, there is a trapdoor. And below the trapdoor, there is a concrete pad. And on that concrete pad, currently, there is the remains of pieces of paper and what looks like fish entrails and bits and pieces of fish.
Oh, guys. No, he was into something. We gotta go.
He was feeding this thing.
Can I make it to this pad where all this stuff is at?
I just...
Yes?
You guys, now look. Can I make an occult roll on this to see if that's like some kind of a ritual of some sort?
Sure.
I'll try it too, if I may. I have a whopping 15.
I actually succeed. Barely.
You're the only one.
Yeah, well, she dabbles in the occult. She doesn't know much.
It's all physical, mechanical. There's nothing occult about this.
All right. You guys, we have done something.
Right.
What's
I
in the
just
pad?
want to go over to the pad and see if I can look up and figure out where it's coming from, where it goes to.
Well,
David, be careful that doesn't depress that pad. Who knows?
there's nothing clicking or strange. Davis, what you can determine without a roll is you kind of do the approximations being a police officer. It's kind of like this is like behind the house and this is the shed where you saw it before. You've been here like multiple times.
Yeah.
It's below the shed where the fuel was delivered and such.
Yep. Okay.
What's in the
And-
filing cabinets?
Yeah, what? Well, first let's get Marie comfortable in the
Just leave me alone. What's in the filing cabinet?
chair.
Filing cabinets are open, and
I'm checking, dear. I'm checking.
instantly you see a very clean with a leather latch, leather bound. It is a diary, and it is Josie's diary.
Oh, I will take that out.
Marie, do you let him take that out?
Well, do I see what it is?
I think you're right there. It sounds like
You see it as your daughter's diary.
that's Josie's diary. Let me see it. Give it to me.
I will hand it to her.
My God, how is this telling you? I open it
It
up.
is. It's Josie's diary from like a year before her death, and I mean it's day-to-day things.
Right.
I'll just check and see if there's anything else quickly in the filing cabinet that I can
Nothing really, just papers and bits and pieces and things.
stop.
You do notice there's a lot of torture equipment around. Like there are things around like poles with spikes on them and poles with points on them. And you right away, Davis, you right away pick it up as well. Somebody was torturing this creature.
Huh. Anything interesting about the old rotted desk, or is it just an old rotted desk?
It's where he worked. There's nothing specific about it. Marie, if you're going to take some time to look at it, there's growling in the tunnel, but the creature doesn't move. You flip through it, and as you flip through it, you see it's just day-to-day things. Marie going to school. I mean, she's 20 by the time she died.
Right.
And as you progress through, like you're flipping through, you look to the last pages. She's met a guy, Tim Scolari. She's met him. People don't like him because he looks funny. His family are kind of looked down upon. And she gravitates towards him. There's something weird about him. And she just thinks he's kind of a nice guy. She doesn't know. He's not very talkative. And that's all you really get from that.
I think that Howard thinks, I don't know what that thing is. And she points down the tunnel. He's been torturing that thing, thinking that maybe he killed my daughter.
Wait, that thing killed your daughter? Killed Josie?
I think that Howard thinks that.
That Howard thinks that, yeah.
But I mean,
well, where the hell did that thing come from in the first place?
I don't know. But
why would he keep it alive?
Because when it's dead, you can't torture it anymore.
I guess that's true.
My husband was a very sick man.
All right, so obviously this tunnel goes to the outside because there's air.
Do you think that creature can talk? Do you think it's talk?
It didn't, but that doesn't mean it can't, I suppose. I mean, it's man-shaped.
Should we let it go?
When I first flipped the switch and it started coming this way, did you say there was a splashing sound, like it was being drugged from in the water?
The sound was a wet sound, like something wet hitting the floor.
Okay.
Maybe we should call. Maybe Marie should just take a step outside the hallway here. Maybe we should just bring that thing up and try to see if it can talk.
Now, it seemed pretty well bound, right? Like if you were standing right in front of it, it wouldn't be able to claw you, bite you.
With chains.
Currently, it is inside the tunnel, but it's inside the tunnel. You're all doing things. Could everyone make a spot hidden, please?
Oh no.
Yeah, it's 91.
Okay. 15. Will to spend. Okay.
I pass.
By how much?
Ooh. God, that's just short of about. I got 11 out of 45.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a hard.
Okay. Dort Davis, being a police officer, you're looking for things you've got. And by the way, everyone, Davis has his damn pistol out.
So do I.
Okay.
Yay.
And you can see within the tunnel that the creature, the thing, is scratching something. You can see a finger scratching in the moss on the side of a flat rock. No kill J. The letter J.
No kill J.
Hey, I got a question. Should somebody stand just outside of here, just to in
Tim's
case
Galore.
somebody were to come in behind us? And
Who could come in behind us? It's my house.
I don't know. Maybe the cook or something.
I think you're afraid.
Not kill Josie. Davis. This thing's just telling us that it did not
It did not
kill
kill
Josie.
Josie.
Yeah, it didn't kill your daughter.
not kill Jay.
I sort of
The
yell
letter
out,
J.
"What's your name?"
The hand appears again, and it's very rough. In the moss on a rock, it draws a T, then a straight line, then a scribble.
Tim.
Is that Tim?
It's Tim Scolari.
No, that's like a fish, man. I mean, they were shady, but they weren't fish.
Well,
I
remember
know that.
Josie.
It's also
Josie said there was something different about him. Maybe this.
There's been some weird rumors. You know, there's a lot of old legends about the fish people off the
pretty
coast.
damn different.
Oh, gee. I say we let him go. He belongs in the sea with his people, but
Well, what if he attacks us?
Well,
if he can understand us, I don't think he'll attack us. We didn't hurt him.
Oh, all right.
Do you think Howard knew this?
all right.
I think Howard was kind of, he thought that everybody, he was, like I told you, he was a vindictive man sometimes.
Okay, my friends, I'm planning to flip the switch again and bring Kim, I guess. Forward.
Do we have a way, we have the crowbar, whatever we use to,
Maybe
What do you want to have?
a way to let him go.
a little better. I'll flip.
Well,
no objection.
I have my gun. I could try to
I'll
shoot
flip.
him down if that's what we really want.
Is that smart in an enclosed space like this?
It'll be too loud. Let's just see if we can break the chain with the crowbars.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Sean, I'll go
Maybe-
ahead.
The chain.
Maybe there are keys.
This way.
Sorry, Leslie, what?
I'm going to go ahead and flip the switch and bring him forward.
Okay,
You
I'm
flip
gonna
the
go check
switch.
for some keys.
Okay, well, he flips the switch. The chains go clankety clank, the gears, and slowly the creature's like,
I flipped the switch.
creature moves forward, it's spread eagled again.
Tim, we're going to let you go.
It hisses. It's not happy. I mean,
Well, it's probably not happy it's pulled out of the water.
it's growling, like whatever, the gurgling, it's hissing. It is a fish creature. I mean, this creature is like a human shape, greenish, dark gray, scales, gills. It's not a happy creature. And it is hissing at you.
Do you think it might attack us?
Yes, she says from down the hallway.
It's like a wild animal.
Is it? But it doesn't seem to be like reaching out towards. It seems.
It's spread eagled. It can't do anything.
Now, should I go down the tunnel here and see if there's a
Okay, I'm
where
gonna
this
go.
goes? Like, is it a dead end tunnel or does it go out somewhere? Like, what?
Well, let me see if I can get him to answer.
To answer Davis's
Well, there's
question,
an arrow
you can go down
on
a
it,
bit,
so it
shine a
definitely
flashlight,
goes-
and it goes very deep, very far, dark. water.
Probably into
Tunnel.
the ocean. It's going in the direction of the ocean.
Is it salt water?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm not
Yeah.
there. I just would assume.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he said it was warm saltwater air.
Smells like salt water in here.
Uh-huh.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So,
Well,
well,
we can't just leave it here. It'll die.
Tim, blink.
honey,
I
we can't
agree.
leave it there to die, but we got to be safe about this.
What?
Are the keys around here?
Well, I'm just gonna try to ask. Mm.
Mm.
That sounds
What-
terrible,
Are
honestly.
there visible locks? Are there visible locks?
The chains are old, just like in a movie. Clasp, lock, same in the ankles as well. And there are definitely places where keys could go. So, yeah.
See if there's a key.
If there's a
How
key.
are we
They
going to
look
get that
similar.
close to him?
Does it look like the desk key would fit?
That better
Could
be
try.
small. These are
Yeah, like I said, I was
they're
trying to
big
spot
mechanical
it.
keys.
Okay.
You
I'll
could
go
do
get
it.
the key. I'll go get the key, but I'm going to keep it in my pocket for the moment.
Okay.
And I'm going to, and so Tim, 1 blink for yes, 2 blinks for no.
I don't think he can blink anymore.
No, it's like a fish. It's like,
Look to the left or look
He
to the
doesn't seem to have eyelids. Okay.
No.
All right. Look to your left for yes, look to your right for no. Is your last name Scolari?
it looks to the left immediately.
Do you mean us any harm?
It pauses and then looks to the left immediately. Well, not immediately. Like it looks.
I get it. Yeah.
So he's being honest about wanting to kill us. Huh?
As far as you know. Yeah.
Any harm? That could be interpreted in many ways.
Does anybody remember what Howard said that Marie had said earlier? He said he wanted to burn the place down. Why, if he wanted to keep torturing this guy?
Because he was dying.
Yeah.
He just wanted it to be over with.
But stone doesn't burn. This
And
thing
no-
would still be
Yeah.
here.
This thing would die of starvation.
Well, I suppose.
There's only so.
I don't know what to do. I'm
gonna approach one of its feet, one of its ankles, and hold the key out and see how it reacts. How he reacts.
It eases away from you in fear because what you get is it's afraid of you. You're human.
I might torture it. Yeah.
Marie, one thing you need to do some kind of a roll regarding how you feel about the whole situation.
Well,
Sanity? Just in general?
So, sure, yeah.
oh well. Let's see. I don't want that to be my role for sanity. Well, I kind of know how. First of all, I studied marine biology, so I'm kind of, I guess, way deep down inside somewhere I'm fascinated. But I think that my husband had a very strong vindictive side, that he wouldn't let these things go. He wouldn't get over our daughter's death. And I loved my daughter and all of that. But after all these years, he's still torturing this poor creature. It's an animal.
Who I think at this point is probably Tim.
And
Will
it's
you-
possible.
Marie, will you please see if you can?
I just want to get how you are.
I think that we just need to, if it's afraid of you because it thinks you're going to torture it, then maybe we should all hold some of the torture devices
Oh,
and then when you let it go, it'll just run down. It'll run away.
Sean, did you ask us where?
Why don't we try just to be nice to it?
Yeah.
It's your
Marie.
choice.
All right, but
Like
Hey.
she's gonna start walking down
Yeah.
the hallway towards the chum again. Is the chum rotten?
No, the chum. You see, that's interesting. You ask. There are 2 packages of brand new cardboard and paper wrapped chum that have fallen to the ground from above.
Okay. So
There are multiple that are not. So go ahead.
she's gonna pick up one of the. She's gonna open the box and with her hand, and she's gonna have to do lotion later or something. But she's gonna pick up a long fish of some sort, like has the bone and the head at the end, and she's going to just walk into the water a little bit, and she's going to gesture and hold with her hand the head of the fish towards him, because she thinks that this food is just being set there for him to eat on his own, and she's going to try to make a humane gesture to him by bringing the food to him.
And it's,
Oh, honey, be careful. It's
as
a,
I can tell, I'm right there at the same
It
spot.
opens its mouth and takes a
I'm planning to.
bite. Not a large bite, but like a it's making a point of nibbling.
look. You guys be brave. Dorothy and I'll get at the bottom of the stairs so that we can run.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, and Davis, you hold your gun on it and shoot it if it tries to get us, and then just let the fucking thing go, and hopefully it'll just leave.
She's going to
All right, Tim.
she's going to reach her hand up a little bit, somewhat close to his face.
He's gonna
To see
bite
if
your
he
hand
wants
off. You
to
think a
bite it.
lion cares? He's gonna bite your hand off.
I'm not going to put it close enough that he could bite it. She wants to see how he reacts as it gets close. Not as though she's like trying to hit him in the face, but more like a palm out sort of
It
approach.
kind of moves away a bit, like it doesn't want to have contact.
Okay.
All right.
It's afraid.
Sean,
It's
Let's
definitely
get
afraid.
this thing down. It's not going to hurt us.
Yeah, Sean, I'm going to unlock an ankle.
Okay.
Get over here, Dorothy.
Ankles
Come on,
unlocked.
come on. Over here,
Done.
Dorothy.
He doesn't look terribly heavy, right?
No, it's a human-sized creature.
And he's
Later.
emaciated.
It's emaciated, yes.
All right. I'll unlock the other ankle.
Done. It's hanging by
Yeah.
its...
How high are its feet from the floor?
It's like, less than a foot from the water.
Is there a lock
Okay.
on the shackles that are on the creature?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Each,
Yeah, I'm
not on the
unlocking-
walls. Not on the walls, but on the actual ankle and stuff.
yes. Ankle. Yep. Aren't wrists.
Oh,
And
man.
is that what he's unlocking, or is he unlocking something at the wall?
Can't I get the
No,
chair?
that's what he's unlocking.
I'm
Yes.
unlocking the creature itself. I'm unlocking Tim. So I'll get the chair so I can reach, and I'll unlock his wrists as well, both of them.
Okay.
She's still there.
Now, Davis, you be ready to shoot him if he moves at us.
I'm ready.
Honey,
You
go.
unlock,
Honey,
it
go.
drops.
Go to your family.
It drops into the water. Who is closest to it?
It's got to be me because I'm on a chair unlocking its wrist.
Dorothy and I are over by the way out really quick.
No, I'm not. I'm still in the water by where I was at.
No, I told you. I grabbed you and I pulled
Oh,
you.
you're
in.
grabbing me and
We're,
pulling
we're
me out?
getting out if
So
we're going to let the
You-
men face this thing.
Yep.
Thank you.
You
Thank
two
buddy.
are moved, and this creature drops down the water. It has gills, and you can see it bent over in the water, breathing, pushing water through its gills. It stands up, and it leaps at you, Dorothy. Not Dorothy. I'm sorry, Davis.
Oh no, Tim, stop!
I shoot
Because
at
you
it.
have the gun. You have the gun.
I'm going to assume you have the gun at the ready.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Please take a shot. Make your roll.
Oh God, I don't. Oh God.
Tim, what are you doing?
No, Tim, no.
I pass.
All right. Well, you've hit.
Interestingly enough, not the worst decision that Tim has made.
Roll your damage.
6.
I think
Okay. Davis has shot the creature. Bam. Leslie, what are you doing?
Leslie, get out of there!
I'm gonna, with my monstrous dexterity, leap down off the chair and say, Tim, please stop.
There is no effect.
Okay. I run like a little bitch.
I think
I rabbit.
I grabbed Dorothy and head for the. Let's get the fuck out of here.
She actually will like push Marie away a little bit because her husband, the love of her life, is down there fighting and could die.
Right.
She's like, I love you, Marie. If you gotta go, you gotta go, honey. I understand.
We don't have time for a conversation.
Okay.
Be lucky if I don't close
Yeah.
behind.
And I'm just gonna
Okay.
maneuver myself so I can see what's happening down the hallway.
Sean,
Okay. Go ahead, Leslie. Sorry.
I'm gonna rabbit back to the doorway.
Okay. Okay, the creature jumps back from the impact from the shot, and it runs again towards, well, the two of you who are closest, Davis and Leslie.
Okay, can I tell if it's running at us or at away from the sea?
It's running towards you.
Oh, shit. Davis,
Yes.
shoot it.
Do I see him chasing Leslie?
Shoot it again, Davis. Go ahead.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
No, that sounds bad.
It was a
Perhaps-
hard. It was a 10 out of 55.
Oh,
That's
amazing.
good.
Dream.
That's
I know.
excellent. Okay.
That's a hard success.
Yeah.
Dream.
And
I mean, extreme. That's an extreme success.
11 damage.
Ooh.
Okay, good. Creature takes the shot, another shot now, drops to the floor, is kind of slithering sideways, trying to get up. Leslie, Davis, what do you do? There are, by the way, surrounding you, torture implements, poles with spikes.
Oh, God. All right. I'll pick up a long pokey thing and see if I can. Okay, whatever the base is for a spear. I roll a 32, which probably misses. Although he's pretty helpless, too.
Oh, it's pretty helpless, and a 32 does hit.
Okay. I am arbitrarily picking up a d6 and throwing it across the room instead of in my dice tray. 6.
Excellent. Creature is impaled,
I'm sorry, Tim.
shuddering, and we'll just assume that the creature is now dead. It's emaciated. It is like, you can stab it 3 or 4 times if you want to. It is dead.
I probably won't do that.
Yes. The creature is dead.
Poor Tim.
Or Tim. Tim is dead. So, you have destroyed this creature. What do you all do?
I'm upstairs in my room.
In your room.
With the door.
It's like 2 floors up.
Yeah, I ran.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't stop running. I hope they all survive, but you know what?
At the
When
speed
Leslie
of terror.
when Leslie comes out of the hallway, or as he's like surviving and coming out of the hallway, she's gonna run up to him in one of those melodramatic run hugs as much as she can. She's not very dexterous, and neither
In
is he.
slow motion.
Yeah, slow motion.
Old
Slow
people
motion.
break when they hate each other.
Her hair flowing.
Well, don't
All right.
don't do it in slow motion.
And then she pulls,
hair.
she pushes him away a little bit
I
and then
think-
slaps him across the face. And says,
Davis, I
let's go.
All right.
If you
I
ever
will-
do that again, if you ever die, I'm gonna kill you.
If you ever fight that creature type thing again. All right.
want.
So let's.
Thank God we didn't watch Jaws.
Yeah.
Oh God, we wouldn't have been down here.
So let's just say, Tom,
Should we?
Yeah, end it there.
we'll end it there, and I can give you a bit of a synopsis.
Yeah, I think we can kind of guess, but go ahead.
You can guess. What really happened was your poor daughter Josie. She met this man, Tim Scolari, same age as her, 20 or so years old. In the town, no one liked him. No one liked the family. The family were all kind of sketchy and kind of from the south, from the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And
They had the look.
they had that Innsmouth look. And over time, she sort of befriended him. And he said, I guess we can be friends. He picked her up one night to go for a sail. They went off. And as the police reports all stated, he dropped her off because they had a bit of an argument. You look around in the basement, you do eventually find her diary. And her diary states that she met him. She thought he was a wonderful person, but he was misunderstood. His family is very strange. She didn't know very much about him. But she kind of got that there's something odd about him. And when they were out in the boat, you don't know really what happened. You know he dropped her off. That's all you know. But the research that Howard put into things was that her family has been questioned over numerous times, numerous incidents, questionable activities throughout the coast, up and down from Rockport to where you live now. And your husband suspected that he was somehow not just a suspect, but he was definitely a person who was like, he did it. So he captured and he watched him, and over time he changed from human to the thing he became. And that's really all you got from the information that was in the Howard's diaries, was that something was up, and that he kept him. He arranged for him to be fed, and that's all there is to it, really.
He tortured him.
Yeah.
So did he really do it?
That's up in the air.
The world will never know.
But you wrote the story. You know whether.
I know.
But he's a
Yeah,
black-hearted
investigate that
man.
Well, let's finish it there. Let's see. Our players included Kara Opheim, Cthulhu Bob, Tim Hart, and myself, Sean Little at Keep of the Secrets. We're currently producing 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to become a patron, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. There's a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We like reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.